And we're live. We're live. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another Simply Diagnostics video, courtesy of www.SimplyDiag.net. Live from the SimplyDiag.net Community Hub in sunny Cheshire. It's a lovely, bright and sunny, if not cold, morning this morning, 30th of January 2022. And today's officially the first shorts day of the year. So yes, Stevie's a very happy boy. He's got his shorts on. Aye, yeah, I've got my legs out. It's currently about 3 or 4 degrees Celsius. It's absolutely freezing. And behind us, we've got a 2015 Mercedes-Benz C300L diesel hybrid. Morning, Martin. How are you? Morning, Simon. JC's in. Good morning, JC. Timer's in. Morning, Timer. How are you? So I was going to go live yesterday with this fault, but we had very, very high winds here in Cheshire yesterday, and the internet went off. So we had to scrap that idea, and I went to the pub instead. But we're back here on a Sunday morning. I thought we'll run through a bit of process for you. Mike's in the house. Morning, Mike's Automotive. Neil's in. Hassan's in. So we'll finish that cigarette and get that out of the way. And there's been a fair bit of discussion lately on our Facebook group, SimplyDiag Network. Morning, Johnny. Zach's in the house, Emission Service Centre. I'm just having a brew out my SimplyDiag mug. Shameless plug, available in my Teespring store. Haroon, good morning. Yeah, there's a fair bit of discussion about using all data within a you know, the European version of all data. People are saying it's difficult to use, difficult to navigate. So we're gonna have a look at using all data to get the information that you need to perform a diagnosis. Morning, Ronnie. How are you, mate? So the customer complaint on this vehicle is a hard brake pedal and a warning on the dash for auxiliary battery. So I'll give you a quick view of the layout of the vehicle. And turn my camera around so you can see. So we've got all data up on the big screen there. We're going to get into all data. So this is the vehicle in question. So you can see it's a diesel engine, diesel hybrid. Morning, Rob. How are you, mate? So we've got it set up. We've got the KTS on it. Morning, Stephen. We've got the KTS on it. We've got the GYS battery support plugged into it and turned on. And that GYS now is currently running at, with the key on, 18 amps. And there's 18 amps going in that just with the key on. Really, actually, I'm really happy with that GYS. You see the bottom one there, the 100 amp one. I've had that for years, bouncing around in my van. And GYS have kindly sent us the trolley and the 120 amp for the community hub, so that our members, when they come here, they can actually have a look and see and get their hands on it. You can see there, normal standard Mercedes engine with a twist. So like I say, this is a 7-year-old vehicle, this. People that are saying hybrid technology and stuff like that and all that. This has been on the road for 7 years. It's not new technology. And this, we did a count yesterday. It's got 39 modules that communicate directly during a global vehicle scan. Morning, Solid. How are you, mate? 39 modules that communicate. So we just go over onto the global scan. We'll have a look at what's going on here. Zoom in a little bit. So these are the faults that we're concerned with. So we've got faults in the reversing camera for CAN communication with parking assistant, implausible data. We've got reversing camera internal fault. Then in the ESP, we've got auxiliary battery, faulty operation. It's actually internal resistance of the battery. We've got vacuum sensor for brake, faulty operation. So that'll be the vacuum sensor on the brake servo. Adaptive suspension, we've got a compressed air circuit fault code, maximum actuation time exceeded. So maybe an air leak on one of the bags or something like that if it's got airbags. Air suspension, and then in the front electrics, we've got codes there for auxiliary battery and starter battery. So it's a 7-year-old car. So what we want to do, we want to start building up a picture of how we're going to approach this. So let's have a look. Let's take you over to the whiteboard. You can see we've got the ignition on. Ignition on, KTS is plugged in. I'll walk you around now. I've got my camera in a stand, so I keep bumping into things. Just to let you know that for those of you that don't know, the community hub, it's my workshop where I come on a daily basis. But for members of SimplyDiag.net, you can book a day's ride along for free as a subscribing member, and then get yourselves in, and everything that's in here is yours for the day, myself included. We've got all the latest kit from all our community partners, all fully updated, fully subscribed, and you can just literally come in and fill your boots with it and have a good play. So there we go. We're looking at our whiteboard now. Our observations on the right hand side in black. So what we can say is, for definite, the HVAC, so the air conditioning does not work, and the demist does not work. So is that some sort of a load shedding because of the battery faults? The brake pedal is hard, so do we need to be looking at vacuum supply for the vacuum pump and stuff like that? And that would then also tie in with our vacuum sensor fault here in ESP. And then on the display, we've actually got auxiliary battery faulty on the display. So it's a 7-year-old vehicle. The chances that auxiliary battery's ever been replaced, or even the starter battery for that matter, are slim to none. So we're building up a picture or evidence. So what we want to do now, we want to go over and find out where all these things, how they tie in. So let's go over to all data and see if we can't pull some information out. As he bumps you all around the place, managing to hit every single obstacle on the way. So we're over at the big TV now. Can you all see that picture okay? You should be able to see that okay. You can see there, top right, recent vehicles, 2014 Mercedes-Benz C-Class. I'm going to select that. Can you all see and hear me okay? Teabag, how are we? So this is, we've selected that vehicle now, and you can see we've got the generic layout of all data. So the things that we're interested in are auxiliary battery, brake sensor, wiring diagrams, component locations, bulletins, stuff like that. So we've already searched the technical bulletins. They're non-relevant for what we're looking for. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to and look, where is my auxiliary battery? Yeah, because we've got quite a few systems complaining about the auxiliary battery. So top right hand corner, in the search bar there, all I'm going to type is battery. It comes up with suggestions for us. Bear in mind, I'm working now through the camera lens. So we scroll down. Mike's just got done a 1977 Harley. You've been up all night, mate. Morning, Stephen. How are you? Oh, I bet you're tired, mate. So here we go. So we're going into the service and repair side now. Remove and install additional battery. So with all data, what we want to do wherever we can, we want to right click and we want to open link in new tab. So we've always got this the front page open. Yeah, so then we scroll over then to the next tab, and that gives us the installation position of that battery. And you can see there that battery, passenger footwell. It gives us removal and replacement instructions. So it's saying remove and install the floor covering in the front passenger footwell, unscrew the nuts, remove the footrest, detach the strips of felt tape, unscrew the screw and remove the ground line. Yeah, using the diode test lamp, check onboard electrical system for voltage between positive line of start stop, etc, etc, etc. Okay, so it gives us what we need to do, and it gives us a position, and we found that just by literally one thing in battery. Okay, so then what we also want to be looking at, if we go into our diagrams, right click, open link in new tab, and battery. Right, and we can see there now we've got electrical OE. So the way we navigate all data depends on the manufacturer. So we click on OE there. Right, we've got the brake system complaining. So what we want, you see there wiring diagram for electronic stability ESP. So we right click on that, open link in new tab. Right click on that, open link in new tab. And scroll down. Yeah, it's nice and quiet teabag on a Sunday, so it's sort of like me potting shed this is, mate. Yeah. Morning Luke, morning Ian. So powertrain management, we click on that and that opens up a whole load more wiring diagrams, function schematics and all that. The stuff we want is the good stuff down at the bottom. Okay, so you can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wiring diagrams. We don't know which part we're going to be wanting, so we'll open them all. You see right click and we're opening in new tab. I did that wrong. Fat fingers. Yeah, good point. Morning, Morgan. Good night, Mike. Then we want, what else we're going to do now? Vacuum pump. So back to the top there. I'm just going to type VACUUM. So we've got wiring diagram, vacuum pump brakes. So this is all the stuff that we can see, and it's give us 3 related diagrams. Then by clicking on that, now you can see brake booster basic function. So we'll have a look at that. Right click, opening new tab. Next one down, right click, new tab. Right click, opening new tab. Morning Clive, morning ADD. So you can see there now we've got a fair few tabs open. We can start to have a look at the information. So there's our brake booster basic function, where it lives. Same thing again. Some documentation, and this is all, this all ties in now with what are we testing. We're building up our system knowledge. You can see there we can't see anything because the diagrams are the wrong way around. So we just rotate it, and then we've got all our component codes, and then down onto the diagrams, including a pinout. Yeah, so I've actually confirmed it, T-Bag. So the brake pedal is hard, and the auxiliary battery warning is on, and there's some sort of load shedding going on. So you can see there with the Mercedes wiring diagram, we've got a pinout for the ABS, and that gives us our powers and our grounds, so we can check our powers and grounds. And then as we work through the diagram, we can actually work out where our CAN lines are, if there's flex ray on the vehicle. So like this has got flex ray as well. So our communication lines, and then if we're looking for terminal 15 or auxiliary battery feeds and stuff like that, and it's all there nice and plain. We can work through that. That gives us something to go at. And like I said, we've even got a pin out with our pin numbers. Next tab along, that gives us all other things, so location of ground points, end sleeves, all sorts of stuff like that. Here's our diesel now, here's our diesel system, our engine. So we want to be looking for that for our brake booster, to make, so if we're looking for brake booster wiring and stuff like that. Vacuum sensor. Yeah, so in a very, very short time, we've managed to get a lot of manufacturer's information. None of this is redrawn. It's all straight from the manufacturer, and this is why myself and many other people were advocates for using all data wherever possible, rather than redrawn diagrams. Right, cool. What's the next tab there? That's my Teespring store. We want the brake booster one. Right, let's go for now. It's vacuum pump. Vacuum pump, there we go, there's our specifications. Remove and repair, remove and install electric vacuum pump. So we want to have a look at that. Where does it live? Yeah, so it's showing us where it is. M56. showing us exactly where it lives. And what we can do, we can download that and open that up full screen if we want. So yeah, so you can see there we're using all data. All we've literally done, we've used the generic search terms up in the top right hand corner. We've got information about brake booster, how that works. Yeah, it's 15 plate. Yeah, 15 plate. So like I said, we've got the information there. We're going to have a look at it, but by using a few search terms up in the top right hand corner, we've got all our wiring diagrams, we've got component locations, we've got description operation of how the system works, wiring diagrams and stuff like that. So then we go back over to the whiteboard. We go on another bumpy journey around the whiteboard. Look at that, we've not managed to hit anything this time. Oh, there we go, spoke too soon. So we're back on the whiteboard now. So what we're looking at now is what are we going to be testing, and how can we do it as non-intrusively as possible? So what we don't want to be doing is taking carpets up and all that if there's easier places to test. So what we can say is, yeah, the rear camera at the minute, we're not really concerned with that. What we are concerned with is auxiliary battery again, right? And that. So like I say, the customer concern is auxiliary battery warning and the brake pedal's hard. So what do we first want to look at? We want to see, right, number one, yeah, is the vacuum pump working? Yeah, that's question number one. Is the vacuum pump working? Right? And that we go down to yes or no. Right? If the vacuum pump is working, right, so then that says, right, okay, is the sensor reading right? Yeah, if it's no, if the vacuum pump's not working, does the vacuum pump have all its inputs that it needs? So, is the pump working? Has it got a power and a ground? Stuff like that. Is there a hole in a pipe? Is there something like that? Right. So we want to have a look at that. Is our vacuum pump working? Yes or no? So is it capable of producing vacuum? If it is, then we move on to the sensor, what's reading the vacuum. If it's not, yeah, why is it not working? Has it failed mechanically? Is it missing because it's an electronic vacuum pump? Is it missing a power or a ground? Yeah. Is it rotating? Yeah. Is it being told to come on and go off? Because, does it work all the time or not all the time? So if we look at the top left of the whiteboard, number one, what are we working on? Right? We need to know exactly how this system works before we start testing it, because if we don't know how it works, we can't test it effectively. Number two, what is the test objective of the test that we're going to do? If we haven't got a clear objective, we shouldn't be doing the test. Number three, what is good? What are we expecting to see on the test that we do? And number four, will it give us a pass-fail answer, and will it give us further direction? So that's my initial thoughts is, number one, I want to know, is that vacuum pump working? Yeah, is it capable of producing vacuum? Morning, Peter. Yeah, so auxiliary battery voltage and state of charge can be checked in live data. Morning, Gary. We can do that, hence why I pulled up the ESP, because there is an auxiliary battery into the ESP module, so we can actually check it there. Morning, Alan. But my first step is my vacuum pump working, and does the auxiliary battery have anything to do with the vacuum pump? And the answer to that is no. Yeah, so that's the first thing I'm going to do, because obviously we need the car to stop. And then the second objective then is, let's have a look at the auxiliary battery. Is that battery fit for purpose? But by using the whiteboard, we're actually building a picture up of how we're going to proceed this, and then using all data up on the big screen there that tells us where the stuff is, test points, easiest points of testing, what's meant to be going in and out of them, and that's that's where we're going with it. We zoom. Are we? Oh God, that was rough. That was then. Sorry about that. So yeah, so we're building a picture up of how we're going to go about testing this thing. What we're not going to do is we're not going to go in and start testing for the sake of testing before we've built up our system knowledge, where the components are, how they work, how they interact with other systems. Lambros, good morning. We're not going to go in and start testing for the sake of testing before we've actually built up our systems knowledge. What are we testing? How does that system work? Is it designed to be on all the time? Is it not designed to be on all the time? We'll go from there. So we'll take you out the holder now, because I'm fed up of carrying that around. Yeah, let's show you this engine bay. So our vacuum pump, it's in there somewhere, and only by using the manufacturer's information can we come up with an effective test plan. So I hope you all enjoyed this this brief insight. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to actually do a pre-recorded, so I'm going to do a recorded and edited video of the test procedures for each of the faults on this vehicle. That's why I'm here all day. This is just really a bit of a live stream to interact with you, to give you an idea of what we're looking at and where we're going from. So make sure you watch out for the actual diagnosis parts of the videos later on today. Thanks for watching. You're awesome.